Welcome back to the channel. Coaching playing through the thirds. How do you coach your under nines to play for the thirds? Create a pitch, a setup. Create a pitch with a realistic size for the amount of players you have. Split the pitch into thirds. Just for guidance. Well, to be honest, if you're coaching under nine, you're not going to have like 12 players turn up sometimes. I've got 9 or 10 and sometimes 11. So, good guideline is 5v5, 6v6, 60 by 40. 5v5 the same, 60 by 40. If you've got 4v4, then you play 50 by 40. Try to stay away from locking the players in the zone because you want to make the game to be realistic. Play the game what it looks like. Okay, so don't lock them in. Just an idea. Say to both teams, whoever is attacking, you've got to make sure you got players in the zone. If you score a goal and you got players in the zones, it will count. If you haven't got them in the zone, it won't count. It's a good way to get the team to spread out as well, and to penetrate and to support play. Here's the pitch. Now, I always mark my pitches this way, whatever session I'm doing, because at the end of it, I'm going to play a game anyway. So whatever topic I've chosen, I'm going to coach. I'm going to coach it on the pitch with the thirds marked out. And then when I play the actual game, I'll remind them. So look, the thirds are marked out. So make sure you know where you are on the pitch, what you need to do. If you know the session might be finishing from crosses, but you still got to play the ball out, get into midfield. And when you lose the ball, you still got to defend. So I always make sure I do that. Here, as you can see, I've got two teams, the Reds 2-3-1, the Blues 3-2-1. Let's look at the Reds. 2-3-1, keeper has the ball. The two centre backs will split, will go edge of the area. The wide players will go a bit closer to the line to make it wide. And the centre midfield player will just drop a little bit to receive the ball. And the striker will go as high as he can. So what you're saying to him, make sure they got players in each zone. So they're able to play out. Now, risk taking, risk and rewards, risk versus rewards. They've got to work out which zone they take more risk and which zone they take less risk. They'll soon find out. So it's something which you can coach it when it happens. When you feel they've taken a risk in a zone they shouldn't have done, or they could do something else, you just remind them. Now we talk about in possession. What about out of possession? How do they defend? I'm going to deal with this in more detail in my next video, but I'm just going to cover it shortly. So, in order for them to, when they defend, they have to defend their two zones. So here, Reds are in possession of the ball. The keeper has it in the defending third. What the Blues are doing, they're pressing. So they're defending two zones, which is their midfield and their attacking zone, as you can see there. In this one, the Reds have the ball in their midfield, but the Blues have dropped back. They're now defending their two zones. Their two zones are their midfield and the defensive zone. So like I said, I'll do a video on that on the next video. Coaching points, playing through the thirds. And you have a player or players in each third when you are in possession of the ball. Can you try to play forward into the next zone? If there's space to drive into the next zone, can you run with the ball to do it? Risks versus rewards. Think about which zone to take more risk and which zone to take less. Which one? You have to decide. Get the players to decide. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and out.